When you get a vision like Joan described, her vision here for Stillheart, it's a big aha moment in life. I'm sure you've all had those. When all of a sudden you realize exactly, and you know from your heart exactly what the next step is, what you're going to do, what your purpose is, what your passion is, and you just go for it. And as Joan said, without even thinking, there might not be any logical rationale behind it, but you just do it. And we've all had moments like that in our lives. I know I did. Joan spoke a little bit about how I came from the corporate market. About 13 years ago, I left my corporate high-tech executive job to become a writer and a speaker because I wanted to help people overcome challenges in their life and make positive change in their life. And the reason for that decision was a result of a huge aha moment in my life when I had survived a series of family tragedies. And I knew that I needed to change my life in a way that would make a difference in other people's lives. And the biggest lesson I learned from being a writer and a speaker was that one person could make a difference in hundreds of people's lives. And that got me really, really excited. And the reason I joined Stillheart was because of another aha moment when I realized that Stillheart had the potential to bring in hundreds of people to make a difference in thousands of people's lives, if not hundreds of thousands of people's lives. And if any of you know me, you know that I would want to be part of that. I wanted in. I wanted to be part of bringing this creation that Joan created from her vision to life. I wanted to bring this to life. I wanted to infuse life in this business and bring the business forward. And that's just what we did together with my team here at Stillheart. Since we opened our doors in January 2010, we've had about 3,000 people come here from all over the world to participate in programs for personal growth and development, spiritual growth and development, or professional growth and development. And most of them were part of groups. We've had about 100 groups here. And their mission was all the same, and that was to help people make a positive change in their life, just like I wanted to do on my own. So, gosh, this is certainly the right place for me to be. And our educational mission is very simple, and that is we want to help people make a positive change, not only in their life, but in their work, in their community, and the world. And we feel that once you transform the individual, the rest is like a ripple effect. It just keeps going on and on and on. And I have some examples and stories to share with you about that. Our calendar, since we've opened, has been packed with such a diverse group of organizations and businesses and personal retreatants. We've had retreats like yoga retreats to teach people about mind and body practices for health and wellness. We've had corporations and venture capitalist firms and corporations from Silicon Valley and the medical field and the legal field, all wanting to bring their employees here so that they can take them out of their normal work environment and put them in a place where their mind can expand, where their heart can expand. We've had nonprofit organizations bringing in teams of their people to help learn how to work together in harmony and maximize their individual strengths for the good of that organization's cause, what that organization is all about. We've had Stanford University resident anesthesiologists come here for a day of learning interpersonal skills that will augment the clinical experience that they have. Speaking of Stanford, we have a Stanford psychologist that comes here and does retreats for women on mindfulness and gratitude. And we were chosen as the host for Google's first annual Women's Forum, International Women's Forum, and we had speakers Meg Whitman here and actress Gina Davis, and that was very exciting. Now, along those lines, we also do our own programs and events here at Stillheart, many of which are free to the community or offered at a very, very low cost. One of the ones I'm most excited about that we did this year was our Girl Power Day. We partnered with the Boys and Girls Club, and we brought 60 underprivileged girls ages 10 to 12 here to Stillheart. And they had a day of exploring their inner power, their inner strength, how to overcome challenges in life, and how they can take all of that, being meditation and yoga, back into their everyday lives. And that was such a successful event. We're going to be doing 3 of these next year, so I'm really excited about that. We also had our White Lion event with Linda Tucker, who is an activist and author for the White Lions of Africa, and she educated our guests on the plight of the white lions in Africa and how those lions have been taken out of their natural habitat only to be bred in captivity for gaming purposes, recreational hunting. So that's an example of some of the world awareness we're doing. We had our labyrinth event. For those of you who have been here, you know that way back down there, we have a labyrinth that you can walk. And our community labyrinth event was to teach people what labyrinths are about and how you can use them for personal growth and development and meditation in your own life. Our Eating for Health lectures with Ed Bauman have been extremely successful. And that's about teaching people how nutrition and food interacts with your body in terms of, and your mind, and your soul, and your spirit, in terms of preventing disease, staying healthy, maintaining health, and also getting over disease. We've had our first ever International Women's Day, which will also be an annual event, where we had women speaking who deal with women all over the globe, talking about the challenges that these women face and what their organizations are doing to help these women around the world. And hopefully we inspired some people to actually be a part of those organizations as well. Speaking of women, next month we have Phyllis Brock from the Highland Group. Phyllis, raise your hand. Phyllis is going to be doing a workshop for women in corporate America called Claiming Your Power as a Female Leader. So that's another example of some of the partnerships we do. And the one that actually stands to mind most is the most recent event we did here for the community. And that was with a local women's group, a hiking group, Kings Mountain Hiking Group. And we hosted a hike and a potluck here at Stillheart. And they told us before the event that usually they get about 8 to 10 people showing up. And in walked 35 women holding food for the potluck after the hike. And when we were around a circle and we were all introducing ourselves, and most of the women only knew a couple of other women that came to the event. But while we were introducing ourselves, one of the women said, "My gosh, I've lived here 20 years on this hill, and where have you all been?" So that was a great example that I saw of how Stillheart is building a community here, a community of like-minded individuals who all believe in transforming humanity. And the benefits for individuals and businesses reach much farther than just being here present for the event, and we hope that they take those benefits out to their working lives and their families and communities. For example, individuals, when they come here, regardless of what kind of retreat, they gain a better connection to their inner self, their inner strength, their confidence, to their community and the world, and they also gain inspiration on how to make all those things better in their life. They also gain health and wellness practices, whether they're taking a workshop for physical growth and development or emotional or spiritual or anything else that has to do with your body, mind, and spirit. Those are practices that they take back into their everyday life. They also get better work skills. Stress is a huge cause of a problem in corporate America. If they can get less stress at work or understand how to cope with stress better, they're going to be able to work better. If they can know how to be a better team player or a better manager or a better leader, that's some of the programs that are offered here at Stillheart as well. And they also get a better awareness and connection to the earth, the environment, and green practices. And the reason for that is because we model and teach all of our guests about our green practices here. I talked a lot about the educational mission of Stillheart, but there's another mission we have here, and that's environmental, and to be in harmony with this earth and respect the earth. Joan mentioned how a lot of feng shui experts and energy experts were called in when we were planning Stillheart. But a lot of that was because we wanted to be, Stillheart, every single detail of Stillheart was built to be in harmony with sacred Native American land that we sit upon. And guests get an orientation on that no matter what kind of retreat they're here for. And I have a great story of a letter we got about 3 weeks ago from a woman who was here on a retreat. And she sent us a letter and she said, "Before I came to Stillheart," I should have just brought the letter and read it. It would have been much more powerful, but I'll paraphrase. She said, "Before I came to Stillheart, I had never recycled, ever. And now that I've come there and I've learned about what you're doing there and learned about green practices, my entire family is recycling." Now, how's that for a ripple effect, right? That's what we like to see. Businesses gain a lot as well. I'm not going to bore you with statistics and research and all of that, but suffice to say, there is plenty of research out there that shows that businesses who invest, corporate leaders who invest in the health and wellness of their employees will reap those benefits on the bottom line. First of all, they're going to have lower health care costs. We know that stress is one of the leading causes of illness, days off from work, etc. Their employees will be more present, they'll be less stressed, they'll have more coping skills, etc. Secondly, when you take your employees outside of their normal work routine and environment into a place like Stillheart, you are able to open their minds to new ideas, to bring more entrepreneurship, more creativity to your company, which naturally is going to impact your bottom line. You know, we are so lucky here to be in this environment, the Silicon Valley industry environment, where it's a mecca and a breeding ground for innovation and talent and technology. But guess what? It's also a breeding ground for stressed employees, overworked employees. I see a lot of you nodding your head. You're in that environment. And anxious employees. And we at Stillheart have a mission to foster personal growth and development and health and wellness programs within those corporations. And as a result, we're forming a council next year called the Corporate Wellness Council that will be a global organization to help foster personal growth and development within companies. And that's a big part of our mission as well. So you see, we are very unique here. What we do, what we look like, how we act, what we teach our guests about is very unique, and it cannot be matched anywhere else in this area or on the peninsula. Like I said, we're in the Silicon Valley area here, and we're so close to the hubbub of all industry and everything going on, but yet, and I hear this time and time again, when people walk through those doors downstairs, once they get past the fountain, they leave it all behind. They're completely changed, and they feel like they're miles and mountains away. And what I like to say is the beauty of this place is they're not miles and mountains away, they're minds away. And the reason why they're minds away is because when they walk in that door, along with their cell phones that don't come in here, they check out of their mind as well. It's like what happens when you're on vacation and you don't have to think of your routine, your everyday way of thinking, what you do and how you think in a normal situation. You can actually open that up and expand up into so many different ways. And that's what transformation is all about. And that's what we do here at Stillheart. Regardless of whether you're here for a yoga retreat, learning a body and mind practice, or a group of corporate executives learning how to work together as a team, you do transform. So I'll end with saying that I am so pleased and delighted that Stillheart has actually come to life, and we are accomplishing exactly what Joan's mission was here for people, and that is transformation. We are transforming humanity, one person, one group, and one business at a time. Thank you.